Evening people, evening, welcome back to the channel. So it's Saturday night, you know what that means, it's Just for Fun driving club again, and we are back for more 3-lap races live from Nurburgring, Nordschleife. Apologies if you missed last week, I wasn't feeling very well, so knocked it on the head. And just before we get into it, Ferraris has been postponed for a week as well, so that's not running tomorrow, but we are back live tonight for this. So yeah, 3-lap races live from Nordschleife. We're about ready to get it underway. Sticker still available, people. Hit me up at dartsmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of those. Evening. Right, let me turn that on. Camera's already sorted. I already sorted the camera. I remembered today. So I'm ready when they are. So it is no qualifying, it is 3 laps only. Let's have a quick look. Not sure tyre wear, fuel. Oh, looking like there might be a bit of rain during this one. Random. Rain 5, rain 8. What have we got? Tyre wear times 4, fuel consumption times 4. So they will have to pit. There we are. About to get this race underway. See Popkind putting a 3 in the chat on the left hand side, right above my head. Look, right above there. There's a 2. We're getting closer. Maybe I'll use this hand instead. Where's it gone? There you go. I'll use that hand instead. I've got to be careful. I've got cables I could catch here or rip out. That's not what you're meant to press. So a few new drivers again tonight. Again, open lobby. There's no points. There's no sort of, official scoring. It's just glory of the night. It will be reverse grid races for the rest of the night. So the first race will be set up according to driver stroke sportsmanship rating. So you'll see when we drop back into the lobby itself, not the actual track. Everyone's got a couple of letters assigned to their name. That just tells everybody else how good they are. Are they clean? They might be fast, and they might be fast and win races, but are they clean with it? That's the difference. So driver rating is one thing, sportsmanship rating is a totally different thing. That's not the line there. Who's that? Mustafurix, some letters. Who have we got then? Drexler in a BMW. Mustaf RVX getting his car pointing in the right direction. Ace Killer's in the room. We're not going to get to see these cars because they're stuck in the pits. You just get a little bit of a view of the side of the other one. Look. Little tiny look, but we'll have to wait till the race starts before we see everybody's cars, liveries, etc. I think we were actually just waiting for Ace Killer to get himself on the track. Dark as well. It's going to be interesting. Everything coming through okay? Sound alright? If you're listening, please let me know. Oh, being held a while. Here we go. Red lights go on then. Mark's going to lead us out. Obviously has the highest rating in the lobby. We've got a false start from Bondo behind. Bondo 69 just having a little bit of an early start there. Gets overtaken by Popkind coming into turn 1. Has he left the door wide enough open for... Who's that trying to get past Beastie Bub in the Porsche? I think it might have been. No, he's managed to fend him off. So Mart maintains the lead then, being chased by Lukti. What's that? The Ferrari? I can't tell. Just see headlights. What is it? It is. Potkind in the BMW then. Bondo in 4th in the Porsche right behind him. Beastie Bub right up Bondo's rear end. Ace Killer up to 6th, chasing down Porsches in front. Vossi under pressure from DTR Severi. Side by side coming up the hill. Someone's got to back off through here. It is Severi. He knows he can't go too wide through there, so backs off. Allows Vossi through. Koenigschleiser looking for a weight pass around the outside. Doesn't do it in the Vanta Black Beetle. Drexler just coming down the hill. What were you driving? BMW, I think. Dracula 82. Another Beetle in 11th. Mario in 12th. Mustaf in 13th. And Helbo in 14th. A little way down, unfortunately. Must have crashed. Back to the front then. Mart maintains that lead. Thought he was going off track then. He's just under braking with 2 wheels on the grass. So he pulled enough time between himself and Lukti to break any kind of slipstream advantage for Lukti behind. You can see the train of headlights chasing him down as well. Very familiar with this circuit, Mark. Lukti, a little bit wide through there. It seemed to cost him that much time, to be perfectly honest. Might have scraped a little bit of paint off that door. Scratched the wing mirror maybe. Still on the hunt for first though. Big gap back to Potkind in 3rd. He's still got a fair few drivers looking to get past him. Bondo, Ace Killer's moved up a spot as well. Got himself past Beastie. Oh, he gets a wobble on though, Ace Killer. Lucky to hold on to that one. Vossi now caught up to the back of these as well. Another little bit of a gap then back to DTR Severi. 1.5 seconds. What is that you're in? What is that thing? Let me have a... Oh, Aston Martin, okay. Didn't sound very Aston Martin-ish, that was all. Drexler, 9th then. Having a little race of his own, as is Dracula 82 behind. And then a little bit of a battle coming up here. Mario in 11th. De Helbo and Koenigschleiser side by side through there. Koenigschleiser in that Beetle. All the headlights on that thing. Beetle getting a little bit closer. Is a reasonable section to go for an overtake down here. Although it's not a straight, it may as well be. It is an absolute thrash. Keeping his car right in the middle here. Then De Helbo maxing it out in 5th, leaving no room for Koenigschleiser to get through. Koenigschleiser, oh, thought he was just going to run the wall. Oh, it's all kicking off here. I think Mario just got it a little bit wrong. Oh, Mustaf's coming far too hot in there. He's taken out Koenigschleiser. So that's what we're talking about in terms of sportsmanship rating. We don't want to be seeing that coming into the carousel for sure. Right, let's get ourselves back up the front then, see what's happening up here. Mark's still leading. He's lost that gap though. Lukti has got an opportunity here. Oh, he's opening it back up though straight away though, Mart. Maybe just a tiny mistake. Oh, tyres already looking a little bit beat up on the BMW. A fair amount of wear on the Ferrari as well. Potkind holding that 3rd position. Bondo still right behind him. Ace Killer has not managed to close that gap up. Oh, Bondo just caught that. Took a wide entrance into that left-hander, stuck his rear wheel on the ground as he accelerated. Obviously rear wheel drive cars Not liking that too much, and it lit the rear end of that Porsche up. He was looking to hold on to it, lost a bit of time to Potkind. He's now got Ace Killer tucked pretty much under his rear wing, looking for a way past. Vossi in another Ferrari 6th, then also past Beastie. Lost a couple of positions in that Porsche. Very in 8th, 3.4 behind Beastie. Another big gap back to Drexler, 3.5. He's now got Dracula right up his rear end. Helbo racing on his own at the minute. Still a battle kicking off here. Mario and Koenigsschleife are having a bit of a coming together. I'm not sure whether there's been any other beef on track, whether Mustaf's giving it up. He's staying completely off the racing line. Probably just ghosting around the track at the minute. Onto the Dottinger straight then. What have you done down that last section, Mark? Is it... Oh, it's a terrible, terrible mistake from Lukti. So that big gap of 3 seconds plus he had to Potkind Vectra, it's all disappeared. A slight mistake probably coming into the Dottinger straight. Cost him that time. Mark's already in the pits. Lukti stays out this time. Potkind stays out. Ace Killer's in. Bondo stays out in the Porsche. Vossi stays out. Beastie stays out. Drexler stays out. Dracula stays out. Mark Ace Killer just in the pits then. Marior stays out. Koenigsschleife stays out. Mustaf stays out. Oh no, the Mustaf's not here yet. Here he comes. Staying out. Still got his hazards on though, so he's not driving as such. So back to the front then. Lukti leads then. Everybody else has decided to stay out except the 2 BMWs of Ace Killer and Mart here. Ooh, what are you looking at the bush for? So De Helbo has now got a very fast BMW behind him. All the fuel, fresh set of tyres. I'll be wanting to make his way past him as soon as possible. There's Mario still being chased by Koenigsschleife. These two having a coming together at the end of lap 1. Let's hope it's a little bit cleaner this time. Keep an eye on this fight, so make sure it's all clean and above board. A little bit of door banging. Mustaf's left the room. He's not decided he's had enough of this one. Can be a tricky one to pick up. Bit of a gap developed between those two. Ace Killer in the background. Just see his headlights. 4.1 seconds. Currently in last place after coming in out the pits. Oh, well, that wasn't the line for either of you, was it? Koenigsschleife just spinning that thing round now, trying to get it pointing in the right direction. Loses that position to Ace Killer. I bet he wished that Vanta Black Beetle would disappear. Lukti then leads. He's pulled a bit of a gap from Potkind Vectra. They've all got to stop at the end of this lap. Their tyres are going to be absolutely battered. Potkind second then. Bit of a gap back to Vossi. He's managed to make his way through to 3rd position. Good bit of driving from him. Beastie in 4th. Bondo 5th. Those two have swap positions. You can see how much wears on Bondo's Porsche's tyres. Dracula, the medium's looking okay. He will have to come in for fuel at the end of this lap. Oh, there's Bondo in the wall. That's just proof to say that his tyres really aren't working at the minute. Loses another position. Draxler gets past him. Bondo drops to 7th then with those tyres. De Helbo and DIA 3SP Mark coming up on the pair of them. Or the pair of them coming up on De Helbo pretty damn quickly. There's Ace Killer now trying to make his way past Mario. in a bit of a fight with Nordschleife. That's come to an abrupt end. Nordschleife trying to get that Beetle up to full race pace again. 5.7 seconds down in that 12th position. Lukti in the Ferrari up front then, still putting a bit of time from Potkind. 3.8 seconds now, that gap. Got a little bit of time to play with then. And everybody's going to have to be really careful in this last part of the circuit. Tyres are looking very worn out. Everybody still itching to go fast, but there you go, Lukti having to just back off through that corner. Oof, sliding through there as well. Gonna have to be careful. Tricky little section coming up, some tight turns. Potkind Vectra following him through then. His tyres not looking much better. Front's actually looking worse than the rears on Potkind's. Maybe brake balance set up a little bit too harshly up the front, maybe. I don't know. Vossi then third. Medium's looking amazing on that Ferrari. He might even. No, I think he'll probably still have to come in for fuel, but I don't think he'll have to come in for a lot, Vossi. What is he? 10 seconds behind race leader. Both of these will be in the pits, so he could overtake the pair of them and maintain that lead. We'll see though. Lukti around these last few corners before hitting the dotting up. And again, you'll see a lot of these drivers peeling the pits. We've had two drivers who opted to come in at the end of lap 1. We'll see where they end up when everyone else comes in. Oh, look at that. That Ferrari's sliding all over the place. Bit of a push all the way to the pits then for Lukti. Potkind Vectra now on that same stretch of circuit. Front left absolutely rinsed on that BMW. Yeah, Vossi. Yeah, he'll definitely have to come in for fuel, but his tyres will look good for one more lap. Oh, it's a 5-lap race. Why have you changed it to 5 laps? It says 3 laps on the flyer. I hadn't noticed that. Sorry, people. That throws it all up in the air then, doesn't it? Lukti then in. Potkind Vectra is going to follow him in as well. Vossi comes in, again he's going to need fuel. Beastie in. Dracula in. Mart is the next man on track. Chased by Drexler at the minute. Drexler just drops himself in the pit, so Mart comes around that final corner. He will take the lead of the race. Lukti still taking on board fuel here. Mart will have to come in at the end of this lap. He'll only have enough for 1 lap in that tank. But then he can go for another full tank of fuel, or as much fuel as he needs to finish the last 2 laps. Maybe another set of mediums to finish it off. Might be able to do 3 laps on that. We'll see. So Beastie back out of the pits, fresh set of softs on, just enough fuel to do a lap by the looks of it. Lukti gone for a full tank, fresh set of softs. Ace Killer, who came in at the end of lap 1. Oh, nearly loses it through there. He's on the racing hards as well, interesting choice. Looking to run long on those then, maybe a little bit of fuel saving from him. Mario, what have you done? He's cut the exit of the pits, hasn't he? That's what he's done. So if you do cross the white line as you exit the pits before it stops, then you do pick up a 3-second penalty. In the background we've got Vossi and Potkind Vectra neck and neck. Vossi's gone for... Oh! Mario's off track. Vossi's gone for a full tank and a fresh set of mediums. Same for Potkind Vectra. Drexler out. Not quite a full tank. fresh set of mediums. Dracula looking to come past him on the mediums. Full tank of fuel though in the Beetle. Still side by side. Yeah. I would say that was a little bit of a brutal push there, Drexler, and you know, I'll give Dracula his due. He's well within his rights to give you a shove up the rear end, then just pack it in you. Bondo then in 10th, fresh set of mediums, full tank. Nordschleife out on a set of soft, looking like he's just going to do a single lap with the fuel he's got on board. And Hellbow back out the pits, fresh set of mediums, full tank for him as well. Now, Mart up front, a half-worn set of mediums. 11.2 seconds lead though over anybody else on track. He will have to come in at the end of this lap. Beastie second then. Lupti right up his rear end, trying to get past him. Oof, both of them having a little bit of a slip and a slide through there. Ace Killer. A few seconds behind these boys, 4.4 seconds. Let's just get ourselves on board with Lupti in third as he chases down Beastie. Stick to the grey bit, Beastie, not the green bit. This is an opportunity, although it does look like Beastie's pulling away from the Ferrari a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of yo-yoing a little bit, but Beastie's lines aren't really the most efficient, I don't think. Throttle through there, makes up a 1/10 of a second through there. Lupti on Beastie. Whoa. Closes right up on him, coming into the right hander then, coming up the hill again. Beastie going a little bit wide through there. Lupti also catching a bit of the grass on the exit. Beastie pressing it through there, difficult. It is a difficult corner, especially when you actually exit the angled part of that circuit. If you put your throttle on a little bit too early, it just tends to kick the back edge out. Now I'm sure I've just seen a volcano on fire in the back of this that scene there. I'll mount him with a light on it. One of the two. Lupti second then, Beastie in third, Ace Killer fourth, Vossi fifth. Potkind 6th. Mario still gaining more penalties here. 4.5 seconds now in 7th. Dracula in 8th. Draxa in 9th. Bondo 10th. Nordschleife in 11th. Who have we lost? Who's at the back? We had 12. Who have we lost? So the soft tyres are slowly closing up with Mart. He's lost a couple of seconds to them. Still pressing pretty quick though. Again, he will have to come in at the end of this lap. Lupti and Beastie will probably... oh no, Beastie will be in. He needs fuel. Lupti can stay out though. His tyres will be absolutely screaming to be changed at the end of lap 4 though, if he decides to stay out. Again, Ace Killer sitting in 4th, losing a bit of time, but I think he's doing a tiny bit of sort of strategic fuel saving. He's on the hard tyre option for this mid stint. Stopped at the end of lap 1 from a set of softs, dropped the hards on. Now is he looking to do another lap on the hards? Or is he going to go for a set of softs and try and stick 2 laps in on them when he hits the pits here? Let's have a look. Mart then. Again, lost another little bit of time to Lupti. 8.7 seconds is the gap. So he's lost about another second to Lupti. That's the semi-worn mediums versus that much fresher set of softs. Mark then enters the pits. Look towards those same corners. Should see him fly straight past. I can't see any reason why he would come in at this point. And he doesn't. Beastie, he's got to come in. He needs fuel. His tyres would have been alright, but he's opted to get rid. Ace Killer has decided to come in. He's had enough of those. Oh, he's just crashed the front of his car as well. Damage on there then. Hopefully that repairs itself. Vossi's in this lap. Potkine Vectra. He has come in. He's only done a lap on those mediums. Dracula stays out. Oh, looks like it's raining here on circuit as well. It is. So what tyres are people going to drop on now? Mark, where are you? What have you gone for? He's gone for the wets. That could be a good option as long as it stays wet. But Lookty now out on a semi-warm set of softs with rain. So it could all go wrong for those drivers that haven't got the wet capable tyres on. Mark with a full set of wets, maybe a little bit too much. We'll see. Oh no, it looks like it is coming down pretty hard. Dracula's out on a set of mediums. Ace Killer's out on a fresh set of mediums. That might be detrimental. I mean, they are a fresh set of mediums, but still, it is raining. Vossi's come out on the inters. Bondo's still out on the racing mediums. Intermediates on for Beastie, so some drivers have seen the rain coming down. Potkine Vectra is on the wets. Wets on for Mario. Nordschleife has gone for a set of intermediates. So Lookty, he stayed out at the end of lap 3 into lap 4. Then he's got a 30-second lead currently. But how long will that last with this wet conditions? He's going to be travelling very slowly around some of these turns, just trying to keep this car on track. Oh, we've got full traction control on for him. It's going to be easy work. So not able to close that gap up just yet. Has got Dracula chasing him down as well on those mediums. Quite surprised we've not seen more cars slipping and sliding about. Ace Killer doing as well, pretty good as well on his mediums. It seems like the wet tyre drivers are the drivers struggling at the minute, which is very odd to see. You can see how much it's raining. Plenty of wear on those wet tyres for Mart as well, which you wouldn't expect to see. Oof. There you go, Dracula just feeling the effects of that wet weather, tries to get the power down, slides around again, loses a couple of positions then. Lookty, oh, so Lookty has had a crash. He's just been in the wall somewhere. It's not managed to make up any time on him just yet though. Vossi on the inters, doing alright. He's got himself into third. He's passed Ace Killer off track, so he's on the racing mediums, which obviously don't work in the wet. Beastie Bub come flying through there on the inters. That's how much grip they've got. Straight past Bondo. He's right up behind Ace Killer now as well. I want to keep my eye on those front two as well. Obviously it's still raining here. You can see it's very wet on circuit. The driver's doing a decent job of holding on to those positions in those non-wet weather tyres. Okay, they are starting to work now for Mark then. Lookty, that gap dropping 19 seconds as he just struggles to go through the carousel with any kind of pace through there. Down to 18 seconds. There's Vossi on the inters. Oh, it's even pushed Mart out of the carousel through there as well. That's Interesting. Same for Vossi. Everyone not able to get into the banked part of the turn, or opting not to do that. At least he's having a whale of a time in his inters. Oh, too far. Oh, look T. Struggling, really struggling now. Tyre wear was already quite prevalent on the Ferrari, but tyre wear in the wet has caused him a little bit of a slip and a slide into a wall. He's picked up 2 seconds penalty, and he's struggling to get around turns now. Mart is closing up on him rapidly, 9.1 seconds behind him. Mart's got his own problems though. He's got Vossi closing up only 3 seconds behind. The inters seem to be working a little bit better than the full wets. And again, Beastie on the inters. Looks like he's loving driving this thing in the wet. Ace Killer still on those mediums, not doing too bad to be honest. Again, he's got himself a little bit of a penalty there, so he's driven off track somewhere. But if it stops raining, his tyres are going to be absolutely mint condition for the next lap. Not that that'll help, well, not that that'll help him now. Potkind then, the full wets. Again, just seems like the inters are a little bit better. Maybe it's not quite ticking over that full wet marker on the left hand side. Oh, you can't quite see it, it's tucked behind my head. There's 3, you know, there's a 0 bar, a 1 bar, a 2 bar and a 3 bar. It's just yo-yoing below the second bar, so that's kind of telling you it's more inters conditions than it is full wets. Inters on for Nordschleife. Dracula on the racing mediums, also with penalties. Mario with penalties still. He's dropped the first lot and picked up a load more. And then there's Bondo on the racing tyres as well, which are struggling. Ah, there you go. Just trying to get the power down. Computer says no. Lukty has made a terrible mistake somewhere. He's got 3.5 seconds penalty he's got to lose. And Vossi's made a mistake as well. He was just 3 seconds behind Mart, but Mart has managed to get himself ahead in the lead. And now 10 seconds between himself and Vossi, so maybe Lukty's crash costing Vossi a bit of time, possibly. Now, what's Mart going to do? It looks like the rain has stopped here. He's going to stay out. There's still going to be wet parts on the circuit. Obviously, there will be a dry line that slowly appears, but when it does dry out, these tyres will burn out very, very quickly. You can still see it's very wet on track, so we'll see. Vossi staying out as well on his inters. They will obviously heat up as well if it starts to dry out. Beastie on the inters. Softs on for Lukty again. Is he going to risk another lap on those tyres? He's got the fuel to do it. And it is drying out. I don't know. I'd probably risk it myself. Wasting 25-30 seconds in the pits might be a little bit too much. Nordschleife staying out as well. Potkind staying out as well. Maybe nobody coming in the pits on this last lap. Ace Killer staying out. Again, his tyres absolutely brand new, basically. He's just done a full lap of those in the wet. Mario stays out. Dracula stays out. And I would expect Bondo to stay out. He doesn't need to come in. Yeah, it's definitely drying out here. Not a lot of difference in terms of tyre wear between the wets and the mediums at the minute. And Mart will be the first man around the circuit, so there should be a little bit of moisture on the track as he goes round. It will dry itself out, obviously. It does look like Vossi's catching him up though. Final lap, can he fend him off? It's getting ever closer. It seems like the wet tyres did come into their own then at the latter half of that last lap. Rain starting a little bit lighter, the racing tyres still finding a bit of grip somewhere. As the rain got heavier and heavier, the wet tyres in the inters started to kick in, and the drivers with the racing tyres started to slip and slide around. A few of them have managed to find their way up to the front. Popcorn Vectra is one of those on the wets, although they're looking a bit worn out. He's got to finish this lap on those. Luckty, who stayed out on the racing softs from the previous lap, which he was spinning around on a couple of times anyway. He's got to try and fend off two drivers now on those tyres without spinning himself off circuit. Potkind on the wets. Racing mediums on for Ace Killer. Again, his tyres looking really good after that wet lap on those. Mario's wets absolutely blown out at the front. Tracking it on the racing mediums. Might be able to close that gap up if he can keep that thing pointing in a straight line. Same for Bondo, really. He's, you know, if he doesn't put it on the wet and light the rear tyres up, you can see that dry line. Look at the gap between the top two then, just half a second. Looking like tyres very similar, a little bit more wear on the wets. That's to be expected now the rain has actually stopped. Mark's having to find defensive lines here to fend off attacks from Vossi. Keep that straight. Towards the carousel then. Mark still leads, but for how much longer is yet to be determined. Vossi has looked pretty quick in this last lap. If he stays here behind Mart as they hit the Dottinger straight, then he'll certainly get past. Still got opportunities at certain points of this track, but it'll take a brave move to do it. Or I was going to say, or a mistake from Mart, and then there he goes, lights the rear up. Vossi giving him a flash of the lights. Well, you flash the lights, he did pull over. That's a moped torpedo. Interesting. Still fending him off. Nobody closing up on these two. 4.3 seconds is the closest for Beastie. Still a little flash of the lights there for Vossi. Again, gets a better exit out of that turn, but Mark's got the inside line coming into this one. Nowhere for Vossi to go. He's looking to take shortcuts across the grass there. Look at the dry line. You can see that dry line now appearing on the circuit. Mark looking for little bits of wet. Vossi will be doing the same, just trying to keep these tyres in some kind of condition, so at least they can race to the end. Still half a second between them. Just stick with this one for the time being. Nowhere for Vossi to go at the minute. Mark's BMW just filling up that circuit. Still within tow range though as they come onto this Dottinger straight, so you're going to see Vossi go for the move. Again, this straight is so long that you just have to be careful that you don't go for the move too early. That's a drag race down the Dottinger straight then. Beastie, he is catching up with these pair. That little battle It's just cost him a bit of time. Now, Mart, he's got enough of this track left that he could potentially, here we go then, have a look back, picks up a little bit of a slipstream from Vossi. Gets a wing up the inside. Whoa, it's a brave move by Mart. Oh, lock up there by Vossi as well. But it is going to be Vossi that takes the win here in race 1. It's a great battle between those two in the end. Taking the win then for race 1, Vossi. Oh, was he put him in 3rd? Did you have many penalties? Did you not change your tyres? What did you do that you're suddenly going to start falling down the order? So it is going to be Mart that wins then, whatever Vossi did. The stewards don't like that. Beastie Bub in 2nd, Vossi currently 3rd, but I can't see that standing for much longer. We'll see. Schleifer sliding that Beetle around these corners. Does Vossi move further down the field? Has he done an absolute cheat move? Yes, he does. Schleifer goes through. Vossi goes down another spot. Lukti moves up. Ace Killer moves up. What did you do, Vossi? What did you do? Oh, battle on between these two as well. Bondo and Ace Killer. Sorry, Potkind Vectra. Tyres absolutely worn out on Potkind's car though. Bondo's medium still looking good, so he can carry the speed up here. Potkind Vectra probably might not even be able to get the brakes on. There you go. He goes straight on through there. Now then, what are you going to do, Vossi? You're going to move down another spot? No, you stay 6th. Okay. Bondo 7th, Potkind creeping across the line in 8th. Dracula not too far behind him in the end then, around that final turn. He's going to come home in 9th, taking out some cones on the way through, why not? And there is Mario finishing this one off. Oh, I thought he was also looking for cones, but no. There we go. I think we lost 3 drivers from that one. And I didn't realise it was 5 lap late races. It's always 3 lap races for some reason, but there it is. So what did Vossi do? What did he do? There's official results then. Mart up front, Beastie 2nd, Schleifer 3rd. And fair play Schleifer, he's been having a punch up at the back of the field for a couple of laps, but he's managed to find his way through. Lukti 4th, held on to that one even with worn out soft tyres. Ace Killer 5th, Vossi 6th with his 1 minute penalty. Why? Why did you get a 1 minute penalty? Did you not put soft tyres on? I think they were mandatory. Bondo 7th, Potkind in 8th, Dracula 9th, Mario 10th. Oh, we lost 4 drivers. Drexer, Zaveri, Mustaf and Helbo all left. DNF'd for those drivers there. Wow. That's their loss, isn't it? So it looks like we're going to get 3 races tonight, not the usual 4. So that's what happens. Again, it's usually 3 laps. I don't know why they've changed it to 5, but it changes the strategy completely. Throw a bit of weather in there for sure. That can mess things right up, as you've seen. Completely change the order of a race, that can. Yeah, there you go. Look, that little blue bar over there says racing required tyre type softs, and I don't think Vossi put the softs on. I think he had mediums for 3 laps and then inters for 2, so that could be why he got the 1 minute penalty. Beastie's left the room. That's not like Beastie. Oh, so did the other drivers. We're down to 9. Wow. Again, open lobby, so help yourselves. If you're in the zone, if you've got the PlayStation on, come and find it. You can see the name of it at the top there. Give it a search. Get yourselves in. GR3 class cars only. Turn your traction control off, you pussies. Witty! Witty's in the house. Not seen Witty for a week or two. We won't talk about that. Nothing to do with me, nothing to do with Witty. So one new driver in the room then. We've got 30 R6. Oh, 2 new drivers, sorry, including Witty. So 10 drivers on track. Ready for race 2. Might see some more in though. Okay, we're going to lose 2 instead. 30's decided he doesn't like the setup. Dracula's disappeared as well. Back down to 8 then. Didn't see anything in the chat about tyre wear times 5 now, fuel consumption times 5, okay. Still 5 lap races as well, Tyre wear, new weather setting, SO1, dry, cloudless and pleasant. New required tyre type setting, hard and soft, so if you don't put either of those on, you get a 1-minute penalty like Bossy did. Smoke of Lucky. Interesting name, Mr. Frenchman. Nobody in the chat tonight? Anybody watching? Only 2. God, that's poor. And no likes, you rat bags. What car are you going for, Lookty? Did alright in the Ferrari last time. Stay hydrated, people. Whiskey and Coke, that's the way forward. So it should be a reverse grid of previous race results. Has he put anything like that? No. But it should be. Not many race 1 drivers left in here, to be honest. Lookty, Mark, Koenig, Schleiser, Potkine, Bondo, Vossi and Ace Killer. Did we get a start time? I don't think we did we? No. Not yet, anyway. Oh, there we go. There we go. We're starting at what? Starting at what? Is that meant to? Yeah, I was going to say. Starting at 53. Well, you might only see 2 races here tonight then, people. You might just see 2. First race was what, 40 minutes? We'll see. Yeah, so it is reverse grid then, because Mark won. Königsschleiser was he? No, it was Beastie Book behind you, wasn't it? Behind Mark, then Königsschleiser, then Lukti, Ace Killer. Vossi picking up a massive penalty, so he ended up 6 in the end. And obviously, Smoke of Lucky and Witty are new drivers, so they start at the front regardless. That's the rules. Them's the rules. What I should be doing is that. No, not that. No. Hold on. Come on. Let me just... What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop it. Delete. That's not what I'm meant to be doing either. Stop it. Why aren't you working? There it is. Why aren't you working like I told you to? That's what I'm meant to be doing, look. Boom. Showing you very quickly the Just for Fun driving website. You don't need to see that. You do need to see that page, because that's obviously the most important page right there. But yeah, plenty to look at on there. Obviously it's originally German, so get it translated if you're in England. But there it is. Website available, justforfundrivingclub.de. That one. Boom! There it is. Look at that. It's almost like he's a professional streamer or something. He really ain't. He really ain't. So, just around the corner from race 2 then. Give that a little refresh. Here we go, countdown started then. We're ready for race 2. Again, they have to use the racing hards and the racing softs over the 5 laps. If you don't do that, you pick up a great big 1 minute penalty. Nobody wants that. Let me in, game. There it is. Right, here we go then. Another 5 laps here at Nordschleife. Weather looking a hell of a lot better tonight in race 2. It should stay this good all race. Lights go on then. Oh, Lukti nearly had a false start. Witty was a little bit slow off the start. Smoke of Lucky not that quick either. Potkind Vectra finding a gap. Smoke of Lucky almost up the inside of the pair of them. Oh, he is. Absolute punch up here for first. Oh, a little bit of contact. Potkind gets through those. Smoke of Lucky second. Witty holding third. Bondo fourth. Ace Killer fifth. Oh, very tight. Oh, Königsschleiser in sixth. Not the places to be going for overtakes around these first few turns, really. Vossi 7th, Lukti in 8th, Mart in 9th. Königsschleiser getting a great start then. He moved up a couple of positions off the line. So Potkind leads in the BMW then. Smoke of Lucky in 2nd. Punch up still happening for 3rd behind Bondo and Witty side by side. Bondo through. Almost 3 wide coming through there. Vossi taking a very interesting line. Oh my god. Oh my god. How did you make it through there? That was Days of Thunder kind of driving. Lukti and Vossi. Lukti doing the right thing as well, slowing right down and allowing Vossi to come back past. You know, this is what we want. We want clean, fair racing. Vossi, unfortunately, his car's going to be a little bit wiggly. But Lukti does allow him past, and now he can get up to full race pace as well. And they can crack on with the rest of this race. Smoke of Lucky back into the lead then. What's happened to Potkind Vector? He's got something terribly wrong. He's dropped all the way down to 5th. Smoke of Lucky in the NSX then leads 1.2 seconds over Bondo. He's got his skull helmet in full effect tonight. Ace Killer through to 3rd. Koenig Schleiser chasing him down in the Beetle. Things look pretty menacing in the last race. And there is Potkind in 5th after getting it all wrong on lap 1. He's on the hard tyre. Oh yeah, I bet a couple of people are on the hard tyre. I wasn't even paying attention. Martin just gets his way past Whitty. Martin 6th, Whitty 7th. And we'll wait for Vossi and Lukti to make something of this race at the minute. Both cars repaired now, so they can get up to full race pace. Oh, battle for the lead though. Ace Killer's found some pace. Tries to get past Smoke of Lucky. Oh, and does. Smoke of Lucky goes deep into that turn, straight into the wall. Koenig Schleiser gets through as well. Again, this Beetle, let me jump on board with the Beetle. It has looked a bit menacing. I think it is a soft tyre versus a hard tyre battle here. I'm just going to jump on board with Ace Killer. Oh, he's on the mediums. All right, interesting. Still, the Beetle has got the faster tyre on. A little bit of a bump just to nudge them all down the track a little bit further away from any kind of battle. Not that you can see one on track. Smoke of Lucky back up to race pace, but 2.5 seconds behind these two. Again, that Beetle closing up on the BMW in front. Loses a little bit of time on the run down towards the carousel, but not enough to worry about at the moment. Again, traction control on full power on Koenig Schleiser's car. We don't like to see that. I don't like to see that. It's supposed to be, you know, driving on the Nordschleife, professional, good drivers. Not using all the driver aids he can. Top 2 then, pulling away from 3rd place, Smoke of Lucky, 4.6 seconds. Mart getting his way through that chaos at the back of the pack. Has found his way all the way up to 4th position, nearly 3rd if he can find his way past Smoke of Lucky. Potkind Vector in 5th then, chasing those two down. Bondo not too far off the back of him. Whitty 3.5 seconds back. And Lukti and Vossi. Oh, Lukti back past Vossi. And by a margin as well, 2.5 seconds. I wonder if there was a small mistake from Vossi again. So what's the strategy going to be here then? They have to use the soft and the hard tyre. Koenig Schleiser has got the soft tyre on this lap. Mart is on a set of... sorry, Ace Killer. Apologies. Have I been calling you Mart all night? Ace Killer has got the mediums on. So what's the strategy here? What's the strategy for Ace Killer, do we think? Is he going to do a single lap on a set of softs? And maybe 3 on the mediums. Tyre wear's just gone up a little bit, so I don't know whether a set of softs will do 2 laps without throwing you into a wall at a very high rate of knots. Through the mini carousel then. Ace Killer cleanly through there, pulls a little bit of time over Koenig Schleiser as well. That is going to break the toe on as they come onto the Dottinger straight, bar any mistakes. Good and Arbon yourself. What? I can't read that properly. 93 Silvio. I can't, my eyes are broken. I'm gonna have a look properly. Wait, going in. 93 Stivio. Oh my god. Why have a daft name like that? It's just gonna be called 93 from now on. Good Narbon. Loses a little bit more time than Nordschleife, but what's Ace Killer going to do? Is he going to come in the pits? Is he going to stay out? He is. He's going to opt for 2 laps on the mediums. Nordschleife comes in, gets rid of those softs now. That gives Ace Killer a massive break. Mart finds himself in 3rd. He's already passed Smoke of Lucky on the hard tyre already. So just the softs left for him to use. 9.8 seconds, I say that. 10 seconds, sorry, behind Ace Killer, who is on that slightly quicker tyre. Potkind back into 3rd, then Smoke of Lucky in 4th. He's going to be in pain at the end of this lap. The tyres on the NSX are going to be screaming out to be changed after 2 laps here at Nords. Bondo on the hards, right behind him as well. Find a way past cleanly. I mean, Smoke of Lucky, if he realises that he's not as quick as some of these drivers, he should really just pull over and let them through. Witty holding 6th then. Lukty closed up on him a little bit. Let's see, 1.2 seconds behind. Dragged Vossi along for the ride as well. Nordschleife back out the pits on the hards this time. So that's all the tyres he's used. He can do whatever he wants now after this. Will he try and do 4 laps on a set of hards? Is it possible? Is it possible? I don't know. Ace Killer leading then on that set of medium tyres. So again, interesting choice from Ace Killer. He's still got to use both the mediums and the softs and the hards. Already on the hards. Looks like the... Oh, what are we on? What are we? 1.25 laps ish. 1.3 laps. You might well be able to do 4 laps on a set of hards. Is that the option for Mart? Or is he going to go 3 laps on hards and then a single lap on a single set of softs? I don't know. I'm interested to know what Ace Killer's going to do though. Holding that gap between himself and Mart at the minute. 11.6 seconds between the two. A little bit of a gap then back to Potkind. 9.7 seconds back to him. Bondo still right behind him in 4th. Smoke of Lucky moving down the field even further. I think those tyres are catching him out all over the place. Vossi through. He's had a good run as well. Got his way up and back past Lukty. Lukty 6. Everybody past Smoke of Lucky. Again, his softs really showing the wear on them now. Nordschleife on the hards, closing up on him as well. And Witty at the back. 15 seconds. Again, he's gone for the hard tyres early on. Liking his colour scheme tonight, grey and yellow. Very similar between the top 2 BMWs. Potkind then still being harassed by Bondo. Opportunity for overtakes down here. Although it's not straight, it can be utilised as a straight. Potkind giving plenty of room then for the Porsche. Through to 3rd for Bondo then. Potkind in... Sorry, Potkind 3rd, Bondo 4th. Cleanly through there as well. Pulling a little bit of time on Potkind. Can Potkind stick with him? Hold on to that slipstream. Lukty and Vossi swapping places in the 2 Ferraris. both on that hard tyre. A little bit of damage on for Vossi. Another tiny little mistake from him then somewhere. Nordschleife past Smoke of Lucky. Again, his tyres absolutely crying out to be changed. He's been into the wall, picked up a bit of front end damage again. If he's not careful, he's going to have Whitty hunting him down soon. Killer finding a bit of time then on those medium tyres, pulls another 1.5 seconds over Mart. What's their fuel situation looking like? A little bit more fuel on board for Ace Killer than there is Mart. Again, the strategies might come into it. Mart's already got the hard tyre on. Ace Killer has got to put the hard and the soft on. He's on a set of mediums at the minute. Is Mark going to risk 4 laps on a set of hards, 1 lap on a set of softs? Is he going to go for 3 laps on the hards and then 2 sets of softs? And then what's Ace Killer going to do? He's done 2 laps on the mediums. Is he going to do maybe 2 laps on the hards and a single on the mediums, on the softs? Probably the option. He's got to come in at the end of this lap anyway. He needs fuel. Mart has got to come in for fuel as well. If he's coming in the pits, he may as well stick another set of tyres on for the time it takes. It's the fuel that takes all the time in the pits. Pulling more time up front. 13.2 seconds now. Interesting to know what tyres he's going to come out on. If he puts a set of softs on, if he puts a set of softs on, he can potentially hold that lead over Mart. If he puts the hards on at this point, and Mart opts to come in and stick the softs on, you could see Mart get the overtake on Ace Killer. We'll come back together near the end of the race. Bondo, what are you going to do? He's way past Potkind Vectra now on those hards. He stays out for another lap. Potkind also stays out, as does Lukti. Vossi comes in this lap though. Nordschleife staying out again. Smoke of Lucky. He's coming in. He's coming in. There's no doubt about it. He might be bringing some of the pit wall with him, but he's coming in cleanly. And Whitty, he's got to come in for fuel as well. So it is Bondo that leads then. I hope he's worked his fuel out. Looks like he should have enough for 1 more lap. So hard tyres look like they're good for 3 laps. Potkind Vectra still out on those hards into 2nd. Lukti 3rd. Ace Killer back out the pits in 4th. He's now got the hard tyres on. 3/4 of a tank of fuel on board he's taken. Nordschleife drops into 5th then. Mart back out the pits. He's gone for the mediums. Interesting. So looks like he's going to do what Ace Killer did and stick 2 laps down on the mediums and then go for a single lap on the softs at the end. Potentially, not guaranteed. Vossi back out the pits, fresh set of mediums, full tank of fuel. Smoke of Lucky back out the pits, fresh tank, fresh hards and a full tank. And Whitty back out on the mediums with a full tank of fuel. Bondo then 4.3 seconds lead currently over Lukti. There is Lukti. Oh, Lukti! He's got no fuel. I don't even know if Potkind's going to finish this lap either. He's less than 1/4 of a tank. Lukti's going to be running out of fuel pretty damn quick here. He's still absolutely pressing that thing as well. Not even considering doing any fuel saving. No, press that throttle. Press it. Press it harder, he says. Again, Potkind, while he's under a bit of threat from behind from Ace Killer, he might be driving that car a little bit too hard. Maybe he's sensing the blood in the water of Lukty up ahead as well, so he might be pressing his throttle a little bit too hard as well. He may end up out of fuel before the end of this lap. Ace Killer looking for a way through. Koenigschleifer 5 seconds behind those boys on the semi-worn set of hards. Mark then in 6th, far back 13 seconds behind Koenigschleifer. Fresh set mediums on for him. Vossi on the fresh mediums. Smoke of Lucky on the fresh mediums, and Witty on those fresh mediums. Now I did just see a position change here. Ace Killer past Potkind Vectra. Oh, there's Lukty out of fuel. You can see it's just coasting around this circuit now. Oh, he's got way over half a lap to go as well. What a shame. He's going to end up at the back of the pack for sure. Koenigschleifer goes through then. Mark's going to be right on his tail in about 4 seconds. It may be a little bit longer. There is Lukty. Mark goes past then. Vossi's not going to be far off him. Smoke of Lucky and Witty will both get past. They'll all get past Lukty, unfortunately. So Bondo. Tyres still looking all right at the moment. Fuel a little bit lower than, but you know, these boys race it every week. I don't. They put their practice time in as well, so they know how quick the fuel comes down, etc. Has Bondo got enough in the tank? Ace Killer certainly has. Potkind Vectra. Oh, he's going to be doing some fuel saving, I think. Or is he? Might have backed the engine mode down a little bit. He's been closed up by Koenigschleifer here. That gap down to 2.9 seconds. Mark's also closed down a little bit on those mediums, down to 11 seconds behind Koenigschleifer, makes up a couple of seconds on him. Vossi 22 seconds behind Mark. Lukty, yeah, still creeping. Oh, why didn't you take on board fuel? Oh, what a shame. Here comes Smoke of Lucky. Again, Witty's not too far behind, only 9.2 seconds. There is Lukty. Smoke of Lucky getting that position off of him. Where's Witty? Just coming up that same straight. There's Lukty just hitting the carousel there. Witty coming up at full race pace. That position's going to be gone soon. What a shame for Lukty. Bondo then, looking good. Should I think he's got enough fuel in that car to thrash it all the way there down the Dottinger. Ace Killer is bringing it a little bit closer to him though. Bondo's got to come in at the end of this lap. Ace Killer hasn't. Although he might opt to come in, I don't know. Koenigschleifer. He's got to come in at the end of this lap as well. He needs fuel. Potkind Vectra. Oh, he's still racing. He's managed to creep that thing round with that fuel on. But he has been doing some fuel saving. As you can see, Koenigschleifer's managed to creep up and get past him. Mart's closing up rapidly as well. Now, he's got plenty of fuel and plenty of tyres, Mart. So it'll be interesting to see his next move. Vossi as well. He can miss the pits, as can Smoke of Lucky, as can Witty. Unfortunately, Lukty can't. He needs fuel. A little bit more desperately than everybody else, being as he's still halfway around the circuit with no fuel. Bondo then in the pits. Ace Killer going through to take the top spot off of him. Bondo in, Koenigschleifer in, Potkind in, Mart around that last corner. Ooh. A little bit wayward on the exit. takes second. So the two BMWs out front then are, what are they? So hard tyre on for Ace Killer, medium tyre on for Mart, 16.5 seconds gap between them. Very similar in terms of fuel. Can Mart close the gap up? Take it to a battle on the last lap, we'll see. Both drivers have still got to put the soft tyre on yet. Bondo is out on that soft tyre now, 15.7 seconds behind Mart. He's got another lap to do after this though. Those softs are going to be a little bit painful. Vossi into fourth then, didn't stop on that when everyone else did just then. Potkind back out, fresh set of softs, just gone for just over half a tank for him. Nordschleife is back on a fresh set of hards, and so he did soft for lap 1, I believe. Oh, a little bit wide through there. Drifts the Beetle onto the grass. Smoke of Lucky. Oh, Smoke of Lucky all over the place. Seventh though. Witty in the pits at the minute. Oh my god, Lucky. Oh no. Not even on the Dottinger yet. Oh. He might be overtaken before he gets to the Dottinger at this rate. So Mart is bringing that time down a little bit between himself and Ace Killer up front. I think Lucky's giving it up. Oh no, he's not. You know, he's still here. He's still here. I thought he left the room. But no, he hasn't. So still 15 plus seconds between first and second. Another 15 seconds back to Bondo on those softs. Vossi another 6 seconds behind him. He's been doing alright, Vossi, in that Ferrari. A couple of little incidents and accidents, but in general, he drove alright. He actually won race 1, not that it gave him the win, because he picked up a second penalty for not putting on the soft tyre. So he ended up 6th. Potkind then in 5th, having a little race all of his own at the minute. 11 seconds in front to Vossi, 4.5 back to Nordschleife. So he's going to run to the end then on that fuel tyre combination. I think Smoke of Lucky may have to come in for a bit of fuel at the end of this lap. Witty, he's running to the end now as well. Lucky. What's he going to do? Is he going to finish the race, or is he going to sit the last lap out in the pits? Because these boys are closing up on him pretty quickly. Ace Killer loses another second to Mart behind him. So Ace Killer's on the hard tyre, Mart is on the medium, which obviously makes it slightly quicker, slightly faster tyre. So he's making up a little bit of time on Mart. Gap staying the same between Mart and Bondo though, even though Bondo's on that soft tyre. 15 seconds gap. Vossi actually pulling a little bit of time on Bondo maybe there. Is it 9 seconds before? Down to 6.5. Pressing that Ferrari then. Potkind pulling away from Nordschleife behind. Smoke of Lucky having a lonely one. Witty having a lonely one. And Lucky having the loneliest one. He's just going to have a think to himself about how we could, you know, how we could have done things better. Ace Killer's fuel quite low there. Should have enough. We saw Potkind with a very similar amount of fuel. He managed to make it through to the pits. That does mean he loses a little bit of extra time in the pits compared to Mart. Mart's got over a quarter of a tank in that car. 14.5 seconds between them. Now, is that enough that Mart can make it up in the pits? I don't know. They'll both be on the soft tyre for that final stint. So It'd be interesting to see whether that fuel makes any difference or not. Obviously it will bring them very close together, but will it give Mark the opportunity to take that position off of Ace Killer in the pits, or will Ace Killer be able to get in and get back out in front of him? Again, it will be an absolute punch up between those two. They'll be very close together on the exit of those pits. A little wobble there from Ace Killer. That gap coming down a tiny bit. It's down to 14 seconds. Mark gets it wrong though through the swallowtail. That's going to open up that gap between himself and Ace Killer. Second and a half. So whatever strategy he did have in mind, that's just put a big dent in that one. Ace Killer then up the hill. Has, by the skin of his teeth, made it to the pit entrance with that fuel. Takes a bit of the wall out on the way through. So they'll still be pretty close when they come out. But who will be closer? 2 litres of fuel in Ace Killer, 19 in Mart's. Bondo carries on through. He's going to opt to go for a final lap on a worn set of softs. Oh, Ace Killer gets out just in front of Bondo on that soft tyre as well. Mart staying in the pits. Was interesting, maybe held for a little bit longer then. I'm not sure what happened. So the gap between first and second is half a second between Ace Killer and Bondo. But Ace Killer on a brand new fresh set of soft tyres, Bondo on a already used set of softs. Mart also out on that fresh set of soft tyres. He's only 12 seconds behind Ace Killer now as well. That little mistake costing him a little bit too much. Potkind opting to finish. Potkind, you've done it again. No fuel. And tyres very, very bad. I don't know if you're going to finish this lap. Koenigsschleife, plenty of fuel on, hard tyres. If Potkind Vectra has to do some fuel saving, you will see Koenigsschleife close up on him. Vossi out the pits, fresh set of softs, plenty of fuel to finish this one. So he should be able to make short work of Koenigsschleife then. Hard tyre versus the soft tyre. Smoke of Lucky in the pits at the minute. He needs fuel. He might hang on to tyres, I don't know. Witty, will he opt to come in? I don't think he will. He'll probably go straight past the pit entrance. Yes, he will. And Lukti has continued on. But he's only on lap 4, whereas everyone else is on lap 5. He's a little bit far behind everyone. Who's that spinning around at the end of the track? Witty and Smoke of Lucky. You boys are well past the pits. Ace Killer then, using those softs to his advantage, has pulled a bit of a gap over Bondo. 2 seconds to be precise. Mart has actually closed that gap up on Bondo and Ace Killer, so he's down to just 10.5 seconds between himself and Ace Killer. It's just 8.5 between him and Bondo. It's a fresh set of softs versus a worn set of softs here as well, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Again, Potkind, yeah, there you go. Koenigsschleife all over the back of Potkind. He's in engine mode 19 probably, but at this point he's turned that switch way past where it needs to go. His softs are going to be broken by the end of this lap as well. Through goes Nordschleife then. Again, he can just carry all that speed. He's got his engine fully wound open. Popkind Vectra loses a position. He's going to lose another one here. Vossi. Again at full race pace on those softs. A little bit of a penalty to lose, but nothing to worry about. He should be able to make his way up to, past, and way beyond Popkind Vectra before that penalty even pays any kind of part. Might even be able to close the gap up on Nordschleife here, because Nordschleife is on that soft, on the hard tyre. We'll see. There's a Popkind. There's a Vossi getting ever closer. Whitty out on his own. Smoke of Lucky out on his own, and Lucky certainly out on his own. Just swap positions there. Oh, it was Vossi. Popkind Vectra just giving him the position then, knowing he's going to have to run slow. Allows Vossi through. Can Popkind creep this BMW round and finish this race again with literally no fuel in that car? He's killer, pulling more time over Bondo. That gap up to 6 seconds. Tyres absolutely worn out. Bondo's car running out of fuel as well. Mark's softs still looking good. He's got that gap down to less than 5 seconds between himself and Bondo. Also looking a little bit low on fuel, but we are coming to the last few corners of this one. Can Bondo keep that thing pointing in a straight line with those worn out tyres? He'll be glad it's not raining. He's making a tiny little mistake here and there, which is bringing that time down between himself and Mark. Again, Ace Killer just pulling more and more time up front. 7.5 seconds now as he hits the mini carousel. A little wobble on the way out of that. Through the swallowtail then. Onto the Dottinger. 10-second, nearly 11 seconds lead over. Oh, I missed that. Bondo must have had a little mistake somewhere. Those tyres absolutely broken. Mark's got past then. Way ahead of Bondo. Bondo probably doing a little bit of fuel saving now as well to make sure he can get to the end of this race. Nordschleife at 4th. Vossi has closed up on him. Oh, he's got this half a second penalty to lose. That could hand it to Nordschleife then down the Dottinger. Loses his penalty automatically there, unfortunately, Vossi. And the gap opens to above 3 seconds. I think it's going to be safe for Nordschleife unless he makes any kind of mistake in these last few corners, but it is going to be Ace Killer. He just waits. And then him and DIA 3SP Mark cross the line together. It's going to be a good screenshot, that is. Bondo comes across the line. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Bondo. He's out of fuel. He's out of fuel. He's got a coast. Nordschleife is going to get past. Vossi. Oh, you lucky boy, Bondo. He did run out of fuel. Nordschleife just getting past him at the end. Vossi almost got him, but not quite. 5th place for him. Popkind Vectra pretty much out of fuel as well, so he's going to end up 6th. Front tyres beating up on that BMW as well. Oof. Oh, a little bit wide through that final corner. Crosses the line anyway. Takes 6 then for Popkind. Whitty. We've got to wait the full Dottinger straight for him. We've got to wait a full lap and a half for Lucky, so, you know. It is what it is. Let's see some likes on that video, on this video, people. Let's see some likes, shall we? Hey, should we see some likes? Come on now. 7 watching, no likes. Come on now. There's a smoke of Lucky in the background. Will we see Whitty cross the finish line? No. No, we won't. Or Smoke of Lucky or Lucky, unfortunately. Ace Killer taking the win in race 2 then. It was Vossi that actually took the win in race 1, but he picked up a 1 second penalty for not using the right tyre, giving Mark the win. So a little bit wrong. Right, we've got time for one more. We've got time for one more. Let me chuck that in the chat, otherwise one more if you're quick. Let's go. Fire it up. Go. I've seen a few of these drivers now, actually. Sufajin the Muslim. Basti Brakes. I'm sure we've seen you in one of these before. I think. Okay, so we've lost a Mark, we've lost Whitty, we have gained a Van Hinton, a Basti Brakes. Who else has joined that one? Is that Blick Punkt 1907? Interesting. Timo Foot. What have we got then? A couple of GTRs. So medium tyres have to be used then. New tyre rate is ×3, so not as brutal as the last 2 races. So a set of mediums will last you a little bit longer. So they might opt to do a good old stint on those medium tyres. Doesn't mean you can't put on a set of softs and go for a thrash about, but you might just squeeze 2 laps out of a set of softs now they've dropped the wear a little. They'll still be hurting for sure. Yes, I like that Vectra. It's not too long at all. So next race is going to start at 36 minutes past. We will still be having a reverse grid. I'll just wait for everyone to decide on what car they're going to have. New drivers, what have you picked? Smoke of Lucky has decided to ditch the NSX. He's in a Porsche. Potkind, Bondo, Vossi in the same car. Ace Killer in the same car. Koenig, Schleiser, same car. Porsche for Basti. GTR for Sufajin. That's a GTR for Timo Foot. BMW for Blickpunkt. And a Porsche for Van Hinton. Have I missed anyone? Oh, who are you? Mikey Euro, Mikey. Okay. So the new drivers will end up here somewhere. Basti Brakes, Sufjin, Timo Foot and Blickpunkt. Thanks for watching 93. Please click the like button before you disappear. Unless you've already disappeared, then it's a little bit too late, isn't it? Last one then, just round the corner. What have you gone for? Mikey Euro Mikey, another Porsche. Maybe you should do a one make race rather than just, you know, pick your own. Still at Nords, same format, just, you know, race 1, everyone in a BMW, race 2, everyone Porsche, race 3, Ferraris, whatever. Change it up a little bit, can't we? It's good to see weather playing a part. I'm still going to tell you to ban traction control though, ban it. It'll only attract better drivers. It really will. Come on, Potkind, crack this race on. You said 36, it's now 37. The clue in your name and the clue in my name should be enough, and the clue in Smoke of Lucky's name should be enough to tell you that I've got things to do. And it's not this. Hint, hint. Clues in the name, people. Right, you're double late now. You're double late now, Potkind. Right, here we go. Countdown now. Only a minute late. 3, 2. Can he get the one in and start the race before 38? Is he going to be double 2 minutes late? I thought you Germans were super mega efficient. Hey? Your trains always run on time and not like ours. Come on, let me in. Okay, so new drivers at the front then. That's Basti Brakes, Sufjin, Timo Foot and Blickpunkt. Is there one more? Oh yeah, Van Hinten, apologies. And then it goes reverse grid from previous results. Lights go on then, last race of the night. Oh, decent start from everybody, a little bit of a... Oh no, sorry, Sufjin's in a BMW. Apologies, I thought that was a... blue Nissan GTR. I think that's what he's usually been racing in. Oh, Timo Foot and Blickpunkt having a punch up. BMW versus GTR. A little bit brutal there. Van Hinten past, looking for a way past. Van Hinten, he clips Timo Foot on the way back onto the racing line. Timo Foot, oh my god, it's chaos behind. Lukty's off. Vossi's gone through. Oh my god, there's another, oh my god. Van Hinten all over the place. Oh, Bondo all over the place. There's drivers everywhere. What's happened to Mike Euro Mikey? He's 3.8 seconds down. No damage. Maybe just not getting on well with the car. Basti Brakes then. Sufjin neck and neck heading down towards the hairpin. Great corner there for Sufjin. Keeps himself bolted right at the rear end of Basti Brakes. Nowhere trying to go down here though. A little bit wide there for Basti. Sliding the car around that turn. Gives GTTCC an opportunity to slip one up the inside. Puts the power down. Gets himself into first then. Basti second. Blickpunkt in third. Timo Foot still holding fourth. Vossi in fifth. Ace Killer sixth. Koenig Schleiser in seventh. Smoke of Lucky in the grass in a spin in eighth, ninth, 10th. Van Hinten, he's been on and off the track a fair bit already. Potkine's found himself with a 3-second penalty as well. What have you done? Which marshal have you upset? Finds his way past Van Hinten though. And there's Mikey Euro Mikey closing up on the pair of them. GTTCC up front. On the soft tyre, so medium tyres have to be used in this one, but GTTCC opting for soft tyre for stint 1. Basti on those mediums in second. There is Blickpunkt over the brow of the hill. Soft tyre, a little bit of front end damage for him to contend with. Been closed up by Timo Foot, also on the mediums. Vossi also on the mediums in the Ferrari. Koenig Schleiser past Ace Killer, so he's on the softs. Ace Killer has opted for the mediums for stint 1. Lucky on the mediums. Smoke of Lucky on the mediums. And Bondo mediums. Softs on for Potkind. Again, big dent of a 3-second penalty he's got to lose. Van Hinten has gone for the hard tyres. Interesting choice. And then Mikey Euro Mikey's left. I wondered what happened. I saw drivers moving about. Mikey Euro Mikey not getting on in the Porsche then at Nurburgring. So GTTCC, even though he's on that soft tyre, he's not managed to make any great leaps and bounds down the track away from Basti brakes. Right there with him, 1.3 seconds behind. Timo third. Oh, battle here. Vossi looking for a way past Blickpunkt. A couple of drivers chasing them down as well. Koenig Schleiser and Ace Killer. Ooh, almost spinning it around there. Vossi. Getting a little wobble on. He's to the right of his rear end then. Koenig Schleiser on the soft tyre for this final race. Ace Killer behind him on the mediums. And they're all bunched up behind is that Timo Foot at the minute really. Blickpunkt closing up on him a little bit. Timo under all sorts of threat at the minute. Blickpunkt looking for a way past. Vossi right there waiting. Koenig Schleiser and Ace Killer in the background looking for a way past as well. Blickpunkt trying to throw one up the inside there. That was going to be a dangerous move for him. They're all going to be together when they come onto the Dottinger straight anyway. Be interested to know who comes out on top at the end of that one. They're all Concertina up a little bit behind Timo. Koenig Schleiser almost shoving Vossi out of the mini carousel. Ace Killer right there as well. Look at this. Whoa! Blickpunkt goes a little bit wide. Koenig Schleiser goes a little bit wide as well. Just jump on board with Blickpunkt. He is picking up a toe from Timo in front. He's missed his opportunity to get himself into that slipstream position early on. That has given Vossi the opportunity to fire his way past the BMW. Into fourth he goes. Ace Killer hanging on to that slipstream as well, getting a little bit closer, just half a second behind, dragging Nordschleife along. Vossi carrying the speed past Timo Foot there as well. Does anybody come in the pits? Oof. Blick punked, nearly getting it wrong round there. Ace Killer stomping his way through, almost getting past Timo as well. Nordschleife still involved in this fight, so 5 deep then in this midfield pack. It might be 6 soon if Lukti books his ideas up, gets a little bit quicker. Bondo then in 9th, Potkind 10th. Van Hinten, 3-second penalty on board for him in 11th. And Smoke of Lucky, he's been into all the walls, front and rear damage on board that Porsche, sitting in 12th position. And look at this, it's still on then between Basti and Sufjin. The soft tyres showing their way versus the mediums. Maybe a tiny little mistake has allowed Basti Brake to close that gap up on him, but they are literally neck and neck at the moment. So the further they get round this circuit, Sufjin having to go a little bit slow through there as well. Not quite the place to go for an overtake. He did leave the room though if Basti Brakes wanted to brave it, but difficult place to overtake, so Basti Brake backs off, gives Sufjin the position back. Now maybe he senses that there's mistakes coming from Sufjin. Maybe he knows he's on the soft tyre at the start. Lights the rears up coming out of that turn, and that does give Basti Brakes the opportunity to get past into first. Now Sufjin, although he's got the slipstream, oh my god, he hasn't got a slipstream anymore. He's got dents on the front of that BMW, and he's got Vossi right up his rear end as well. So that car's not steering very well. Struggling around there massively. Look how quickly Vossi's closing up on him. And there's still a big punch up. Hold on, I've gone too far. Pressed far too many buttons. Vossi in 3rd then, and we're still in a bit of a punch up from 4th backwards. Timo still holding that one. Ace Killer right behind him now in 5th. Lukti did get involved in this fight. He's already up to 6th, past Blick Punked. Nordschleife still stuck at the back of this one now, unfortunately. Bondo just 7.8 seconds. That was 9 seconds, so he's slowly closing up on that pile of 5. Potkind's another 3.7 seconds behind him. Another 23 seconds back to Van Hinten, and Smoke of Lucky actually closing up on him, just 2.2 seconds behind Smoke. Basti then leads 6 seconds from Vossi now. Vossi past Sufjin. Struggling a little bit on those worn softs. Damage repaired on that car now though. Timo still holding 4th. Ace Killer looking for any way past him at the minute. Timo goes off track. Ace Killer fires his way past. The door closes. Lukti is then stuck in that 6th position. No opportunity for him to get past, although there goes Timo a little bit wide on the run up to the carousel. Lukti living up to his name then, getting lucky. Sufjin making another mistake. Ace Killer now hot on his heels. BMW versus BMW, medium tyre on board for Ace Killer. Sufjin on that worn set of softs. A little bit of a gap's opened up to the drivers behind then. Blick Punked in 7th. Bondo into 8th. Nordschleife in 9th. What happened to Nordschleife? Maybe the soft tyres catching him out a little bit. Potkind 10th. Van Hinton in 11th with a 3-second penalty, and Smoke of Lucky. Oh, too wide through there. What can Basti Brakes do here then? 5.5 second lead over Vossi. He's only pulling time over these drivers. Sufjin then still holding third, but Ace Killer and Lukti tucked right up his rear end looking for a way past. You've got to be careful they don't allow Timo Foot to close back up on them. Staying close together then, coming up towards the Dottinger straight. Oh, another mistake there by Sufjin. Manages to maintain third. Oh, not this time though, he goes off track, he's on the grass, difficult to get it back off there. Still struggling to pull it back onto the tarmac there. Oh, almost. Maybe got another shove there by Timo Foot, possibly. Now Lukti in the Ferrari chasing down Ace Killer. Not a lot Ace Killer can do about the pace of this Ferrari. Might be strategic though, it might be fuel saving or something, Ace Killer, who knows. But it is still Basti Brakes then that leads. He's going to come in the pits this lap for fuel, or he better. Vossi's going to follow him in. Ace Killer and Lukti will be in. Timo Foot in. Sufjin in. Bondo and Blick Punt coming up. Blick Punt. Got the entrance all wrong. Nordschleife gets in before him then. Potkind in. Smoke of Lucky. We close up on Van Hinton, and Van Hinton losing that 3-second penalty. Finds himself at the back of the pack. Three laps to go then. Fresh set of mediums, full tank of fuel on for Basti. Vossi follows him out, same strategy, full tank, set of mediums, Lukti. Same. Oh no, Lukti's gone for the. Oh, I've missed the driver. Apologies. Ace Killer on the mediums then. Full tank of fuel. Lukti's gone for a set of softs and a full tank of fuel. Bondo on the softs, 3/4 of a tank. Full tank for Tino, and fresh set of mediums. Fresh set of mediums for Sufjin. He loses another position in the pits, down to 7th. Nordschleife, not quite a full tank, but a fresh set of mediums. Blick Punt, very similar, fresh set of mediums. Potkind, fresh set of mediums, full tank. Smoke of Lucky, taking onboard fuel still, as is Van Hinton. He's changed his tyres for a set of hard. Smoke of Lucky looks like he's opting to stay with these mediums for the next stint. So Basti still leads. He has lost a second of that lead though. It's down to 4.4 seconds. Vossi coming under a bit of threat then. Ace Killer and Lukti closing up on him. What tyres? Did you put mediums on? Yes you did, Vossi. Ace Killer mediums as well. Lukti on the soft tyre, so they will be quicker, but he's got to find his opportunities to use them and get past Ace Killer and try not to blow them out too quickly. We've seen what can happen. A lap and a half into a set of softs and they starting to screw your race up. Bondo 5th then, chasing down. He's also gone for the soft tyre. Timo holding 6, but Sufajin, oh, Sufajin nearly lights the BMW up again around there. He's hot on the tail of Timo. Closes up through that little complex of corners, nowhere to go down here though. Do a little bit of grass tracking here to try and get past Timo. Not quite able to get past him through there. Oh! Lights the car up. So he's trying to get the power down, but Timo's gone a little bit wide through there. That does give Sufajin the opportunity to get back past him. A little bit of a penalty as well for Timo. Battle still on here though between these two. Medium tyre on for both drivers. Sufajin almost gets it wrong. There is an opportunity here, long stretch of track. Sufajin giving plenty of room. Good battle between these two, keeping it reasonably clean. I'll say Sufajin giving a lot more room than Timo did. Still side by side, Sufajin just gets in front before they hit this left-hander. Oh no, Timo's off track through there, carries a tiny bit too much speed. You see that gap opening up. Oh, deep through there as well, he's had to slam the anchors on. Keeping himself just about in touch though, he has lost the slipstream from Sufajin and he's got this half a second penalty to lose. It's only going to push him further back. Nordschleife then closing up on him, 2.9 seconds back. Blickpunkt 7.5 seconds behind him in 9th. Potkind another 27 seconds back in 10th. Smoke of Lucky 17 seconds behind him. And Van Hinton another 9.5 down in 12th. So back to the front then. Basti brakes. Still leading. Well, that gap getting smaller. 2.5 seconds then. There is Vossi. There is Ace Killer. Still managing to keep a Lukti behind him on that softer tyre. Bondo crept up on the back of these two as well, also on that soft tyre. Sufajin then, we just saw him get past Timo. He's starting to pull a little bit of a gap from Timo now. Nordschleife was getting closer. Thrashing that Beetle around here. 2.2 seconds between him and Timo. It's not really getting any smaller at the minute. I'd like to close that gap up before they hit the Dottinger straight so we can get a bit of a slipstream along there. Maybe go for an overtake, but the gap's staying at 2.2 seconds. Makes up a little bit of time through that corner. Does he make up a little bit more through here? Does, not quite enough to get in a slipstream just yet. Sits at 1.8 then as they hit the Dottinger, so he does get a little bit closer but not enough to pick up that toe. Penalty lost then by Timo. That does allow Nordschleife to get up closer to him. He will pick up a slipstream now and he's carrying a lot more speed than Timo. Should be able to get past him. Let's not do the weave in, Timo. Let's not do the weave in. That's not racing. Fair overtake, you can't deny him the slipstream. I don't think he's going to get enough. Like a little bit of sort of semi-cheating I would class it as from Timo. Look at this, Nordschleife wants him out of the way ASAP. Still nowhere for him to go then. can check on that fight in a second. Big gaps at the back of this field though. Basti Brakes still leading. What's happened to Lukti? Vossi still second, Bondo in third. So Bondo using the soft tyres to his advantage. He's managed to get up and past Ace Killer. Lukti, who was just past Ace Killer, I don't even know if he's racing anymore. Ace Killer in fourth then, Sufa Jin in fifth. He's found himself with a half a second penalty, but pushing that thing ridiculously hard. Might be costing him a little bit of time. Timo still holding six. Koenigsschleife still not managed to find a way past him yet. Maybe now though, slight mistake, no. Slight mistake from Timo. Yeah, looked he has left the room, alright. There's a little bit of blocking going on from Timo by the looks of it. When he gets onto the straight parts of the track, just fills the track up. I mean, I know he's within his right, but that's done and dusted now. A little bit of a mistake. Koenigsschleife was piling the pressure on him, and that has allowed him to get past. Little mistake then from Timo. Drops him to sixth. Nobody having any kind of fight at the back. And they are starting to get back together at the front then. So top four, just 3.4 seconds between them. They're all closing up on Basti. Vossi just 1.6 seconds behind. Oh no, Basti off track through there. It's going to slow him down. Look how close they're catching now. Quickly they're catching him now into the slipstream range already. Right at the wrong part of the circuit as well, through this right-hander, and they all get a bit of a straight line shove down here. Again, not the best of places to overtake. It can be done. We've seen it happen already tonight. Vossi all over him. Knows he's carrying more speed, allows him through. Bondo also picking up a toe, dragging Ace Killer along for the ride. Bondo getting closer. Off Vossi getting that one wrong. Bondo and Basti Brakes having contact. Ace Killer taking full advantage of that little mistake. Building up there, he gets himself through to third. He would have quite liked to get past all three of them, to be perfectly honest, but one position's better than any, or better than none, should I say. Vossi drops to fourth then. A little bit of off-track action coming out of that left-hander. Just enough to push him into the wall a tiny bit. Koenigsschleife then, after being delayed a little bit behind Timo, he's 15.6 seconds behind the top four. Timo 6, another 7 seconds back to Blickpunkt in 7th. 38 seconds back to Potkind, another 21 back to Smoke of Lucky. And another almost 9 seconds back to Van Hinten. So Bondo, used set of soft tyres. Everybody else around him, Basti Brakes on the mediums, Ace Killer on the mediums, and Vossi on the mediums. Got a lot more life left in those mediums than you have the softs. The softs will still be quicker at points, but they will want to let go at points as well a lot quicker than the mediums will. He's just got to be careful he doesn't try and thrash himself around one of these corners and have that Porsche pointing backwards on track. 5 seconds between the top 4. They're all over Bondo now, look. Bondo leads. Basti breaks second. So he's managed to use those soft tyres to his advantage a little bit. On the run up to the Dottinger Straight has Bondo. Just going to jump forward to Ace Killer. So he managed to get his way past Basti Brakes using that using the slightly better tyre. Look at the Porsches actually pulling away from the BMW here using the slipstream. Basti Brakes going for the lead of the race back again then over the brow of the hill. Does get himself just in front. They will all be in the pits, I think. No. Basti Brakes stays out. Ace Killer stays out. Have they managed their fuel well enough? Basti Brakes got plenty of fuel on board. Way over quarter of a tank. Ace Killer just over quarter of a tank. But there's going to be big gaps now behind them. So even if Ace Killer has to do a bit of fuel saving, there's going to be a massive gap between himself and third. He might not have the opportunity to close up on Basti Brakes with that amount of fuel, but you never know. Keeping themselves in check though. 1.3 seconds between the pair of them. Bondo gets released. Fresh set of softs. Half a tank of fuel. But a 30-second deficit between himself and second. Now obviously it's a very quick tyre. Is it enough to make up that 30 seconds before the end of the race? Doubtful. Timo out with a fresh set of mediums. But he's not put enough fuel in the car. I don't think. You might be out of fuel before the end of this race. Blickpunkt. Half a tank. Didn't opt for tyres. Koenigschleife does come out. Fresh set of softs on. Half a tank of fuel. He's only 9.5 seconds behind Blickpunkt. Blickpunkt didn't go for tyres, so you might see Koenigschleife move up the order a little bit. Being chased by Potkind at the minute though. Again, no fresh tyres for him. Koenigschleife looking safe. Smoke of Lucky getting pit entrance wrong. Oh no, he's absolutely jammed in there sideways. Unfortunately, if he's not careful, it'll reset him to track and he won't be able to get in the pits. Oh, what a disaster for him. Van Hinten goes through. Okay, back to the front. Basti leads. Ace Killer 1.7 seconds behind him. That gap is coming down between first and second, but very, very slowly. Oh no, it's not anymore. Bondo's binned it. That's going to bring Timo Foot right up behind him pretty damn quick. Bondo got a little bit of front end damage on that car. That will slow him down a tiny bit. It's repaired itself now so we can get back up to full race pace, but that does bring Timo a little bit closer. Blickpunkt 10 seconds behind him in 5th. Another 7 seconds back to Koenigschleife. Another 3.2 back to Potkind. 38 back to Van Hinten. Sorry, and then Smoke of Lucky, who's just had an absolute disaster coming in the pits. 50 seconds behind him. Fresh set of softs to play with though. Oh, he's gone for a full tank of fuel as well. Spent far too long in the pits. Do believe Ace Killer has got that fuel saving going on. He's losing a little bit of time to Basti. Again, who came out the pits with a little bit more fuel on board. Bondo was trying to chase the pair of them down. 30 seconds back. Fresh set of soft tyres to play with, but then binned it at about the third of the way around this lap, and Lost himself another 15 seconds in that fight. Nordschleife getting ever closer to Blickpunkt. Those fresh set of soft tyres starting to come into good use then. Worn set of mediums on for Blickpunkt. There is Nordschleife right behind him now, 3.5 seconds back. Should be able to close that gap up and get past him. Oh, Potkind with a big penalty. Yeah, big gaps at the back of this field. It's not over yet then for the top two. Gap down to 1 second. So I might be doing some fuel saving, Ace Killer, but maybe picking slightly better lines. Maybe just allowing the car to coast around some of these corners rather than thrashing it in there. Just losing a little bit more time to Basti in front. Now if he runs out of fuel, can he cross the line before Bondo catches up with him? 43 seconds behind to Bondo. Gap opening up then, Basti. Now 1.6 seconds as they hit the mini carousel. There's a little bit of time on the exit there to Ace Killer. Again, I think Ace Killer's going to have to pray that this car finishes this lap with the amount of fuel he's got on. Gap's down to 1 second though, not quite within slipstream range. But he is, look at that, 6th gear, full throttle. It's only doing 150 miles an hour. You can't even see the little red bar. Just showing up. See how much slower he is. Basti brakes, you can hear how much slower he is. Basti brakes pulling away, Bondo not able to get closer, but it is going to be Basti brakes that takes the win in race 3. Great bit of driving from him. Slows down, shows his appreciation. Ace Killer runs out of fuel then as he comes around that last corner, but he will take 2nd. Bondo easily take 3rd, another 20 seconds behind to Timo now. Timo might be on the fuel saving one as well. Mixed bag for Bondo tonight. 3rd place for him. Decent result. Blickpunkt should just hold on to 4th. Nordschleife got his way past Timo Foot and was right on the tail of Blickpunkt. I think Timo has actually run out of fuel. Blickpunkt 4th then, Nordschleife 5th. Timo is out of fuel, but he does take 6. Potkind Vector actually getting a bit close to him by the end of that race. Takes 7th. And we just wait for Van Hinten. We might or might not see him cross the line. Will we get to see him finish? Couple of corners to go. He's not that far away. No! Oh, so close. So close. So close. 93. I'm sure everybody else appreciates that. There we go. Basti breaks then pole position for race 1 and takes the win as well. Fair play to him. Clean race. Good lad. There it is. Just for Fun Driving Club done and dusted for another week. So no Ferraris, as I was mentioning at the start of the stream. So Ferraris with the P1 boys was meant to start tomorrow, but they've cancelled just due to the fact that it's Mother's Day in the UK. So that's been knocked on the head. It will start next week though, so keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. And outside of that, it's the same time, same place next week for more of this. So if you want to stay up to date, click the subscribe button, all that sort of stuff. You know the game, you know the game. Like, comment, subscribe, blah, 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 whatever. But most of all, you know what I want you to do, peeps. Tell your mates and tell your mums. My name's Dart Smoker. I'm out of here.